Good morning, one and all present here. I would take, it's with tremendous pleasure, I, Rambabu, Assistant Professor of Department of ENC, take this privilege to welcome you all to this webinar on how to motivate yourself, organized by Department of ECE NCET. On behalf of Electronics and Communication Department, I am grateful to welcome Professor Satya Narayan Raju sir, M. Mentor, NCET, and today's guest speaker, for today's webinar speaker. We are extremely glad for your presence. Welcome you, sir. Satyanarayana sir, welcome, sir. I'm belated to welcome Dr. Jitendranath Mungara sir, principal, for always being with us and for his consistent support. Welcome you, sir. I extend my warm welcome to Mr. Dr. Nagesh sir, Professor and HOD Department of ENC, for his continuous support in organizing this webinar. Welcome you, sir. Welcome Nagesh sir.
Thank you, Rambabu.
I would like to extend my warm welcome to Dr. Rohit S, Associate Professor, for organizing this webinar and commencing this webinar. Welcome Rohit sir.
Thank you, sir.
Not the least, I welcome all the faculties of Electronics and Communication Department and all the students for this webinar. Next, today I would like to introduce Mr. Satya Narayan Raju sir, speaker of today's webinar on how to motivate yourself. Satya Narayan Raju sir, his master's in HR management, and he has completed his diploma in computer applications and diploma in multimedia. He is certified trainers he is certified trainer for trainers and trainer, certified in NLP practitioner, certified counselor, and certified yoga laughter teacher. And he is associated with Nagarjuna Group of institutions from 1995 and presently working as faculty and chief mentor in NCET. He is distinguished Toastmaster and past division governor and ex-ambassador of Toastmasters International USA. And he has traveled 15 plus countries to train to train the students and guest faculty and he is a guest faculty for various European universities. His hobbies include he is an avid reader, creative writer, and marathon runner and regular blood donor. With this welcome note, I would hand over the session to Mr. Satya Narayan Raju sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Rambabu. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Thank you,
Yes,
Professor
sir.
Rambabu, with your crisp and very sweet introduction. You made my day. You have motivated me so much with your beautiful words. Now I am in the cloud 9. And I'm feeling like as if I have climbed Mount Everest. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Yes. But climbing Mount Everest may not be great. But what is so great, I will tell you. Attending this webinar is very great than climbing Mount Everest. And not jumping out of an aeroplane at 20,000 feet altitude may not be great, but listening to someone is great. You may understand, you may not understand. That would be your subject or may not be your subject. You may not feel relevant at that time, but listening is the one thing is so difficult. And that too, listening on the webinar might be difficult than anything on this planet, whether you agree or not. But what do you need to do a task tougher than climbing a Mount Everest? You need strong motivation, very, very high motivation. Where would you get? Do you get motivation by attending 1.5 hour workshop by Professor Satya Narayan Raju? No, I can't guarantee. Because the motivation that I have within, I can't transfer like how I transfer my blood. I cannot transfuse my blood cells like how we do in MS Ramaya or any other hospital. But I can only show a source. I can only show multiple sources. through which you can suck, grab as much as motivation you need. But some of you might wonder, the channels and sources I suggest and recommend may not work out for you. And don't get demotivated by attending these workshops, because there is a chance attending online webinar and getting demotivated. Of course, you can demotivated, but understand one thing. When you jump into the swimming pool, you may go deep and deep. Once you hit rock bottom and demotivated so much because of the news in the newspaper and TV channels, because the people around you are negative, the moment you are going down and down with a lot of demotivation, and the moment you touch the bottom of the swimming pool or a lake, understand, further you can't go. Hit that base. Hit that base of the swimming pool. Understand that I can't go further. I can't go down further. There's the only way to go up and feel proud. Yes, you have hit the rock bottom. Let me sum up all my motives and create a process called motivation deep within, which sensitize your organs to create a power within to pull you up. But what is that motive to pulls you up when you hit the rock bottom? You and me collectively. Can I request all students, please mute when the workshop is on, please. Okay, what is that motive that makes you to travel up when you hit the rock bottom? Let us find out today. So, Endaro Mahanubhavulu, Andarki Vandanalu. Tyagaraja Kirtana says, it means a lot of great people in this webinar. My namaskara and pranam to each one of you. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheswara, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. I salute to my mother and father and all my teachers and professors assembled here for a cause to transfer the knowledge directly and indirectly to the students who have assembled here. Famous quote from Rigveda says, let noble thought come from everywhere, from Satya Narayan Raju, from your HOD, or from people who assemble here may ask a question. You get inspiration or a motivation. On this note, I welcome Dr. Jitendranath Mungara, Principal Sir, and Dr. Nagesh HOD, all HODs, faculty, non-teaching staff of ECE department and NCET to well-structured, power-packed webinar on how to motivate yourself. I thank Dr. Rohit and Professor Rambabu and all volunteers who made it possible to have a webinar on this auspicious day. I salute to all volunteers who have selflessly are working to conduct many webinars since 2 weeks. So I have few guests here. Toastmaster Mahendra from BC Toastmaster Club works for BEL. He's attending my work. Mahendra, can you say hi to the audience? Toastmaster Mahendra.
Yes, sir. Sir, good morning, all of you. I'm Mahendra. I'm a mentee of DTM Raju, sir. And I'm with Bharat Electronics, working as a manager for the past 16 years. I'm indebted to sir for inviting me to this wonderful webinar. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mahendra, for your crisp introduction, known for Toastmasters introduction that we call. Thank you very much for joining unconditionally this webinar.
Sir.
So, my dear friends, faculty, let me get into the pool of wisdom. How are you all? When I ask this question, people wonder, sir, I am good, I am happy, I am joyful, I am cheerful. Of course, I am painful, deep within. You may not express. And even if you are painful, don't worry. As you attend this workshop, not only this, any webinar you attend, or anytime you listen and advise, you feel painful. But understand, without pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. Even when I do yoga for last 25 years, I get pain even today. But I understand, I'm getting pain, I'm getting gain. So first secret and important tip to get motivated is you should get pain before you get motivated. If you're getting some pain by login, of course, you are in the process of getting motivated. Okay, so now, rather, you can make every moment, instead of saying it's okay, fine. When somebody asks you, how are you? You say, okay, fine. 80% or 90% people respond, okay, fine, average. But why do you get into the majority group and get depressed saying continuously? Because I believe your words create reality around you. Napoleon Hill says, if you say you can, you can. If you say you can't, you can't. Either way, you are right. But whatever mind perceives, conceives, it manifests outside. But rather, why can't you say, sir, I'm very good, I'm happy, I'm excellent, I'm extraordinary, I'm brilliant. And at the end of the day, when you fake it, you will make it. Anything. If you want to be a brigadier in the military, first feel like a brigadier as you prepare for your competitive examination. What would be the better motivation before you became brigadier in army? Is, yes, I'm brigadier already. See, everything created twice on this planet. First in the mind, then in the reality. First in the mind, then in the reality. When I say first in the mind, I feel good today to interact with my students, with my friends, with my HODs, with my management members. Then I feel motivated because, first of all, I'm not expecting anything to interact with you, because meeting you all, talking to you all is the biggest motivation for me for last 25 years. And you can see my smiles in each and every moment. So, can someone tell me this powerful affirmation I do in front of the mirror every day morning? Okay, one person, only one person, put your name in the chat box. I'll invite you. Most powerful affirmation. Maybe straight away I'm giving you a technique to get motivated every day morning without spending a penny. Okay, this goes like this. I am the happiest person in my community. I'm the happiest person in my community, and today is the most happiest day of my life. Let me learn one thing new today now. Okay, can anyone just want to repeat? Put your name. I will coach and teach again. Let us do it together on this auspicious day. I am the most happiest person in India, in the world, in my community, in my college, in Bangalore. Anything you add it, no problem. And today is the most happiest day of my life. Let me learn one thing new. Who want to repeat it? Just put your name in the chat box. Please. Yes, Mohammed, can you repeat this statement? Nice to see you back again in this workshop.
Good morning.
Please introduce yourself.
Myself, Muhammad Tawfiq, and I am from Bagalkot district, Mudol, and I am pursuing second year mechanical engineering at Nagarjuna College.
Yes, repeat the affirmation, Mohammed.
Yes, sir.
I am the most happiest person.
I am the most happiest person in my community.
And
And
today is
the
most happiest day of my life.
the most happiest day of my life.
Let me learn one thing new today.
Let me learn one thing new today.
Thank you very much. You can mute yourself. Thank you very much. My dear friends, my dear audience, you can repeat this statement. You can write it in the book. You may forget, or you can have your own. You can have your own motivational statement day in and out. Otherwise, you go to internet and just type motivational quotes. You can get 5,000 to 10,000 motivational quotes. After mother and father, the word called motivation is highly used across the planet. You just go through the motivational statement. I want to get motivated. You are my motivator. What is my motivation? What is your motivation? The motivation word is used lakhs and lakhs and lakhs and crores and times across the net. But have you ever tried to identify what is motivation is all about? Why do I need motivation, first of all? What are the factors contribute? What are the facts contributes to make it more memorable? Okay. I start my presentation. Rambabu, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Rambabu, can you see the screen?
It's loading, sir. Yes, now
Yes.
it started, sir.
Can you see the
Yes, sir.
screen? Yes. Very good. So, I want to refer an example. A owner of a multinational company is very much motivated, and he attends a lot of workshops and training sessions. Once he called his employee, junior level employee, and was talking about the motivation and the importance of the motivation and many things. And he has recommended to attend a few programs. The junior level employee asked, "Sir, if I attend the programs what you attended, will I get motivation?" Of course. "And what will I get? Will my salary increase? Will I get incentive? And boss got annoyed and they told, "This person doesn't look like getting motivated," and gave a book. "Okay, at least you read this book, How to Get Motivated." The junior level employee got the book, and as he was going out of the room, looked back and asked, "Sir, will I get any incentive if I read this book?" So, my dear friend, every time and any time on this planet, people do things for a cause, for a wish, for a motive, for a dream, and for aspiration. Even ant move without a motivation. Even ant move without a motive. Let us discuss few interesting things. If someone wants to join from left mountain to right mountain, initially think impossible, and then you remove the word called am, and it looks like I am possible. You make a space between I am and possible. I am possible. How you reframe the sentence, how you recreate the situation, how you recreate the purpose makes you or feel motivated and get motivated. Look around, go through the news and understand everything is happening somebody's wish for some reason, for some motive. And someone says that I did it for a reason, for a cause. And some accident or some robbery, some crime happens. Police officer says that we are trying to ascertain the motive behind. Either it could be a crime or any important achievement is determined by the motive of the particular person. Somebody has asked Tenzing Norgay, "Hey, you have climbed Mount Everest 2 times. What is the reason?" And Tenzing Norgay told, "Yes, I have seen Mount Everest. I found Mount Everest and simply climbed it just because Mount Everest is there." But he could not figure out what actually has motivated. But many times we take up many assignments and don't know how we took up. Maybe just we say for a salary or for a position. But what is actually internally driving within is not money or a position. But we'll discuss in depth. As someone has beautifully said it, a great man is one who can make a small man feel great and perform great. As the quote rightly said it, if I am a motivated person, I can't say I'm a motivational guru unless I make my junior, my colleague feel great. Even though my friend feels low, if I can make him feel great, if I can make him perform great, that is where I can consider myself as a motivational person. That otherwise, just getting up and going for 5 minutes walk and tell myself is highly motivated, there is no use of me being motivated. There are few examples. I quote a story goes like this. That was the Twin Tower, September 11. A lady, highly, slightly fat, was working in 100th floor. In 100th floor in the Twin Towers in the USA in September 11. So the lady was moving around, felt fishy, and found something uneasy in her office, moving around, but doesn't know what is happening around. Found some smell, found some inconvenience, slightly fat, aged around 28, just came out of her office in the 100th floor. Without getting into the lift, started climbing down floor by floor. 100, 19, 98, and coming down. And exactly after 20 minutes, she has come down to ground zero, walked a few meters away to the Twin Towers. And within 30 minutes, the old Twin Towers were collapsed. because of bombing through the flights. And entire Twin Towers were collapsed, and many people died without knowing what has happened around. But this lady could survive. People find difficult what is her motive or a reason without entering into the lift, and as if someone has communicated to her what is happening around, but without knowing anything, that she could survive. Next day morning, press people went to the hospital and was looking at that lady could had survived. Asked, ma'am, how did you know that some disaster is happening around? Even if you get into the lift, you might have died, but without entering into the lift, you have climbed down and could survive. Who told you? Who guided you? That lady shown beside to her bed, a small bed, a baby, 1 day old baby was sleeping. She told, yesterday when I was climbing down, I was pregnant, 9 months pregnant. And I thought something is happening. I don't know what it is. I don't know who has guided me, but I want to see my baby alive. I want to deliver my baby and bring my baby onto this planet. Because of my laziness, my baby should not die. Only motive for me to climb down 100 floors without knowing anything happening around. I could survive because of my baby. My motive is to see my baby alive and smile. So she has delivered a baby and both of them were happy. So my dear friend, now I ask you, what is your motivation? When you attend this webinar, when you come to the college, when you go to your office, when you have a baby, what do you want your baby to become? And when you do research, what is your motive to do research? So you have to find out all motives that we have in our heart, in our mind, to find out where I am going to do and what I am going to achieve. For example, look at PV Sindhu. India has ever produced a legend in shuttle badminton. So motivation is the process that initiates, guides, and maintains goal-oriented behavior. Day in and out, we show a lot of behaviors. Sometimes even you don't feel like get up. You don't feel like having your breakfast. No motive, no energy. But whereas some people just stand up. For example, you look at the Dhoni. India could not win another World Cup till 27 years. In 2011, he went and fought and hit last 6. You ask him what has motivated him to hit that last 6 and win another World Cup for India. He tells only thing, I want to see my fans and every Indian in the gallery and watching the television should feel proud about our achievement. I want to see Indians feeling proud about winning this. I won this World Cup not for my money. I already have 1,000 crores. I want to see my Indians feel proud in front of other countries. So if you look at, I want to see my district to be rich, my country to be rich, all citizens to be rich. If that is the motive, you will go to the higher level. So motivation involves biological, emotional, social, and the psychological related cognitive forces that activates your behavior. So how we can use our motives to simulate our behavior, we'll get to know in the next slide. Look at the Dhoni. Every time he comes and he feels like hitting a 6. Many times he was restless at the wicket if he consumes one ball without making a run. Of course, he made few centuries and won. All cups are available in the cricket, including ICC Test Championship and 20 overs World Cup, 50 overs World Cup. So it is defined as a driving force. My dear friend, motivation is a process and acts as a driving force that initiates and directs, dictates a behavior within you to get up, to keep ready everything, to fight for a cause, fight and work for your PhD, and work for a project, or work for a social cause. Actually, you need a perfect behavior. How can you? Through a motivational process. Motivation is a kind of internal energy. It creates an energy and it drives a person to do something in order to achieve something. I have my friend settled in US. I met his father, and his son gifted a car, Mercedes-Benz car, to his father in White House in Nagar. I went up to him and asked, Uncle, I haven't seen you driving Mercedes-Benz and outside. He told one thing, when I was doing my job at the age of 25, I have the drive, but I don't have the car, Raju. I have the drive when I was 25, got my first job. I have a car, Maruti 800. At that time, I don't have the car. Of course, later he got Maruti 800. Now, I got Mercedes-Benz gifted by my son owning a company in US, but I don't have the drive within. I was struck. What drive he was referring to means motivation. He lost appetite to use that Benz car and go Mercedes-Benz car, go out and show off. No, he became philosophical and said, I don't have the drive. So now, my dear friends, find out your drive within. Could be called as a motivation. But again, I'm telling you, motivation is a temporary process. And it goes up, it goes down. It won't be static all the time because it depends on the need. It depends on the particular need at the time, and at the same time, the motives you have within at the time, and the incentives offered by people around you. These three things continuously changing your motivation up and down. And at the same time, motivation is not your personality. Motivation is a state, dynamic state. It keeps changing. That is not your personality. So even somebody is very poor in his academics, you can make him topper. At the same time, the person who always get top ranks may dip down his percentage because he got demotivated. Maybe because of his surroundings or a friend. Anything can happen. That's why motivation is a driving force which we need day in and out to go up or to fall down. But check your motive only to go up. And find out some motives are pulling you down and avoid those motives. Look at this. Why people drive fast bikes? Why people drive Ferrari car and participate in some races even though they know that it costs their life? And people go 200 and 300 kilometers speed by simply sacrificing their life because they want to see their picture in the newspaper as a winner of a particular trophy. Maybe winning a trophy is their motivation, or maybe father of the particular driver of the car might have told, hey, my son, I want to see you as the world champion in the F1 race. Yeah, that would be the reason. That fellow wanted to see the twinkle in his father's eyes. Whatever may be the reason or motive, people even ready to sacrifice their lives to achieve something. That's where they feel highly motivated. That's why they say, do or die. When you decide to die, even people like Mahatma Gandhi, they have their own freedom from foreigners. It's not just like time pass game, because they have sacrificed their life, somehow decide to give their life. The motive is very simple. Yes, India should achieve freedom. Can we show our respect, salute to all our freedom fighters with a motivation to see free India? And we got the freedom in 1947. You see, look at Sachin Tendulkar was always telling, okay, I achieved everything in my life, but I could not get World Cup trophy in my wardrobe. In 2011, he was a part of World Cup winning team, and he posed in front of Taj Hotel in Mumbai. Without motivation, you can't achieve anything, my dear friend. Motivation is an important life skill, and which can actually drive all other qualities of you. The reason is important because you all have born with a specific purpose. But though you want to achieve PhD, and sometimes you feel like giving up because your guide may not be cooperating with you and you become so busy in your job, but just get up and tell, why should I achieve PhD? How my college is going to be benefited? How my department is to be benefited? How my family to be benefited if I get a promotion? So you just write down what are all benefits you get once you finish your PhD. And once you achieve civil servant, once you cross through civil service examination, of course, a lot of pain, but can you see the end result and get motivated? So to steward your purpose well, you have to be motivated to work towards your goals, my dear friend, which helps, of course, your dreams like how Tendulkar has achieved, it become a reality. Look at this particular movie I'll show later. I'll come back. See, motivation process is very simple. You need to identify your need. It could be physiological, psychological. And the second one is your motives. It could be individual behaves in certain manner. The third one is incentive. Achieves a particular goal. So if you combine these three things and understand from time to time, what do I need? What is my motive right now? And what is the incentive I'm going to get? All these three parameters keep on hunting your mind. What is my need? What is my motive? And what is the incentive I get? These three things actually continuously simulate your mind and organ to produce that extra energy actually becomes a motivational factor for you. Sometimes you may not get incentive. Sometimes it doesn't look like an incentive when you achieve your PhD. Sometimes somebody may not offer you to practice a value called being truthful. They may not give you tangible gift, but being truthful, the kind of satisfaction you get in your community, that is the biggest motivation. I call intangible. So don't expect tangible things to create a motive from time to time. I will tell you what are the motives we usually develop from time to time. For example, somebody was survived 21 days in the Bhuj disaster earthquake. And by the time he come out, it took 21 days. The government has used the bulldozers, proclaims, everything. And he was survived after 21 days. And he asked, "Sir, how could you survive?" Because I promised my daughter that I would put her into medicine course and wanted to see her as a daughter. So the biggest motive for a human being is to be alive and take care of the family. Second, and any promise you made to your daughter and son onto this world actually allows you to breathe in and breathe out. Wake up every day morning. Yes, I alive and I can do something today. The biggest motivation is to just alive first. Then all other things, my dear friend. Now let us look into how to get or how to stimulate particular motive based on the need and based on the incentive. Let us check what are the motives we have. Look at what is your motive. Sometimes you may wonder why you have taken BTech course and why you have taken ECE course. Why you want to get a job in an MNC company. What is your motive deep within? Find out. Do you want to earn so much money and buy a house for your grandfather? Do you want to buy a car to your father? Is it monetary motive? Look at, just I want to make some food, join as a data entry operator or a programmer, you get a salary 4 to 10 lakh rupees. Many people tell in the final year of engineering, "Sir, I want to get a good job." When I ask them, "What is a good job, sir, which gives me a good salary?" How much do you say good, sir? Maybe, sir, monthly 30,000 rupees. Yes, exactly. He earned that 30,000 rupees within 5 years, if not on the day. So your motive always stimulate your organ to create that extra energy. But have certain motives which can actually help you to become CEO of the company. Find out that motive. Just you are working, just your motive is to make some food. You want to have some house or a flat, you want to buy a flat of 60 lakh rupees, you will get it. What physical requirement? You want to have a car, you want to have a nice blazers, clothing, and money, assets. And many motives are psychological. When I say psychological, it could be affection, relationship, and you do certain things out of curiosity, and you don't expect money and any relationship, but curiosity, you will do it. And you have affection on your friend, you will do anything for your friend. Love, you love your sister, you love your brother, you love your mother. Mother told you, "My son, when you become elder and get good job, please take care of our village." You have promised your mother that you will take care of your village. And self-esteem, power actually motivates you so much. You want to become an IAS officer, thinking that it gives you power and position. And you want to achieve PhD, and you want to get affiliated by various organizations, membership, Rotary Club, Lions Club, and mountaineering club membership. So many membership you want to, because you want to show off to the planet that you have achieved so many certifications and degree and the security. Of course, finally it comes security and status symbol. See, even sometimes you want to buy BMW car, not just to for transportation purpose. You want to show off, "I have a BMW car." You put that one in your car garage. Maybe after using 6-7 years, you lose the motive again. Yeah, what is so great about the BMW? Everybody have it. So the motivation keeps changing. You want a new one. So find out. So please go through Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's slightly boring, but look at the bottom one is physiological, something related to the mind and physical body. Physical body expect a car, bungalow, and basic needs, food. And mind related, happiness you want. So both together becomes physiological. This is called basic needs. First, I want a food, clothing, and shelter. Then you look at Safety. Okay, I want to live in a gated community where the security features are more. Then you buy a villa with 2 crores and your need has risen. Initially, your need is to just have 30-40 house in a small layout. It could be revenue layout because your income is very low, 6 lakhs per annum. And your income has risen to 20 lakhs. Now you look for independent villa in a gated community because you need more security. Then the moment your package goes to 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, and you look around people and you invite them to your house, you take them to hotels and do the party, show your love and belongingness by giving some gifts. So many things. You expect you to share your love, and if at that level, your motive is not just about money. If someone comes and tells you, hey, I'll give 1 lakh rupees. Would you go to Zambia and do this? Oh, Zambia is very risky place. I won't go, because you are at the third level, love and belonging, because you already have the money. So the money can't motivate you. Then you go to self-esteem. I want to start a foundation. I want to start a school. I want to donate something. I want to see my name in the paper. The last one is self-actualization. You have an aeroplane, you have an island, but people go to Himalayas and wanted to find out who am I, what is my life purpose. That time, even someone comes and says, "Please come and help me in working with COVID vaccine." He might be a world-class biologist, scientist, and he is in Himalayas, and you call him and tell, "Sir, I'll give 10 crore rupees. Please come and work for a day." He say, "No, I gave up. I want to find out who am I." And self-actualization. Now, you always look at these things: basic needs, first level; safety needs, second level; love and belonging, third level; esteem, self-esteem. Wanted to have a charity project. Last one is self-actualization. Look at. So, whichever level you are, my dear friends, whichever segment you are in, and what are your motives? How to stimulate those motives, and how to take up bigger projects in life, and identify the need, motive, and incentive. Sometimes nobody will give you incentive to become a doctor, to become an IAS officer in the beginning. Of course, once you become IAS officer, people come and tell you, "Sir, you are great, sir, excellent, sir. We want your interview. We want your photograph," and all those things. That time, no, you will be. But nothing is there. You are sitting in a room. You are sitting in a room, no AC, no fan, no food, and your father is struggling to buy some books for you to prepare for competitive exams. You felt like, "My God, I should give up. My father is an auto driver, could not buy books to me. Why should I prepare for civil service?" And you give up. But my dear friend, motivation is something that you take into your blood when you are facing tough situation. If everything goes well, you don't need motivation. People will take care of you. So here I'm going to discuss 9 simple ways to keep your motivation always, always high. To keep your motivation always, always high. Okay, here I share one example. Before I tell you one thing, is related to the next slide. Muchal Raju belongs to middle class family in an island very close to Bhimavaram in West Godavari. He was studying 10th standard and was going to his school along with his sister in another island. He got delayed, but sister went early to the river bank and got into a mechanical boat. That boat got into the water when Muchal Raju was observing from a distance on the bank of the river to go to other island to attend his school. And after that, he has tried his best to find out why sister has died, because there is no bridge from his island to other island. Many people travel and lose their life in the river. So grandfather has asked Muchal Raju to meet higher district officials, but nobody has helped. And finally, grandfather told, "Why, Muchal Raju, why can't you become a government official? Why can't you become an IAS officer?" That has triggered an energy called motivation in Muchal Raju's mind, prepared for civil services from 3rd year onwards. And he stood the topper in written test. So he was attending an interview by 10 UPPSC member has asked, "Muchal Raju, why have you selected civil services? Why do you want?" He has told, "Sir, my sister died because we don't have the bridge in our native place. My sister died. Once I became an IAS officer, I want to build a bridge in my native place." That is the answer actually struck by all interview board members. It became emotional. So that year, 2006, Muchal Raju became topper in civil services has been posted as assistant collector in Andhra Pradesh. So why I'm telling this, how and why people get motivated could be many reasons, but the goal that you have for the society or for a cause, for a country, for the world, actually always allow you to find out small motives which unites towards your goal. Look at this. First thing is either want to become a software engineer or project manager or faculty in a college or a HOD, principal, whatever position you keep, write it in a piece of paper with a color sketch pen. Maybe take 5 years time frame. And every day morning you get up and look at your cardboard, you wrote with the color pictures, with your photograph, face photograph, I am going to be an MBBS doctor and work for NIMHANS or AMS, or I want to finish my engineering with college top rank and wanted to go for civil services. You just draw your picture, put your passport size photograph, face, and just you draw your office picture and draw your car picture. On every day morning you get up and look at that cardboard as if you have become IAS officer. So Stephen Covey, in his book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, says you always begin with end in mind. First lesson he thought was you always begin with an end in the mind, because that end actually can set a right direction and unite all small motives. Sometimes what happens, so once you become IAS officer, they say you will get a car. Okay, you already have a car because your father is working as a government official. You got a car. That may not motivate you. And somebody told you, okay, they will give you bungalow in 1 acre. Okay, you're already living in a big bungalow. That may not. But someone has said, so Mr. Raju, once you become IAS officer, you can serve few crore people in your district for their welfare. And you can help them to do cultivation. You can provide them to loans. And that may motivate you to do some bigger things for the bigger order. So always find out, have a goal, big goal, and why you want to achieve that goal. Write down, put a 5 years time frame. That actually can make you very disciplined, highly motivated person in your entire community. Second one is look at taking your time out to speak with your friends. You have a goal and you suddenly you feel low because you got very less marks in the preliminary exam and you feel like giving up. No, just find out people who are already preparing for the same examination from the different cities in the same city and speak to them. How difficult you find to prepare for the main exam, and the crack a joke, have a cup of coffee, tell your ambitions, what is the alternate ambition you have, discuss with them, have a cup of coffee. That's why they say in a coffee day quote, lot can happen over a cup of coffee. But now you find out who are the people actually motivates you when you declare your goal. Find out 4 to 5 people, speak over the phone, send WhatsApp message, or meet them in a coffee day. Right now, you cannot meet because of the pandemic, but always have some good people to share your lighter moments as you prepare for the bigger cause. This is one thing. You look at plan your times. You know, everybody will have 86,400 rupees in our account. Everybody. Morning that account being activated, and midnight 12 o'clock that money goes out of your account. 86,400 rupees. You might be wondering what that currency Raju is talking about. I'm talking about even if you take each second as a rupee, each one is blessed with the same amount in our account. But are we using that amount deposited by God each second 1 rupee? If you don't use it next day morning, it will be lapsed. Then am I planning my time? You understand that work reverse. I want to prepare for civil services or IAS exam, 5 years, 5 into 365, 1500 plus days, and calculate how many hours, have a timetable, how much time left over, and what should I do today, how many modules I should read, how many chapters should I prepare. Once you understand the value of the time, plan your time, and every chart on the table. When you look at today, I need to read 2 chapters, 4 topics, and I should attempt 1 assessment test today. That's all. Once I narrow down my goal on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, on hourly basis, my motivation, because for me, in this 1 hour, my job is to conduct only webinar. First, my job right now in this hour is to conduct webinar effectively with relevant examples so that I'm motivated. I'm not worrying about what should I do evening, tomorrow, next. Then I may get tensed up. That's why famous spiritual master Ravi Shankar ji says, our mind is like a wall clock. My dear students, please understand. Very important example I'm quoting. Our mind is like a wall clock. In the old wall clock, we used to have a pendulum that swings from left to right. Left to right. It won't stop in between. The left I'm talking about is yesterday. Why did I do that? And somebody has shouted me. I shouted. We had a fight. And we always ponder in the past, and it creates a regret. I could have done that. I could not do that. And again, you shift your pendulum to the right side. It is called tomorrow. Oh, where will I go tomorrow? We are going to 5-star hotel. What should I order in the hotel? Tomorrow, next week, I'm going to Hyderabad. And you think too much about the future and get anxiety. Even you have applied for American universities, 10 universities, and the result would come only after 3 months. But every day you think about what happened to my application, whether I will get admission in Pennsylvania University. Of course, you have applied, but wait for it. But don't get anxiety, which actually create an energy to get motivated right now, what to do. You lose the motivation because highly ambitious. That's why someone has said it. Motivation is like a pressure in the car tire. Every week or alternate week, you go and pump that extra pressure to your car mentioned by car manufacturer, 34 or 36. If you put too much pressure and 40, either tire may break or the ride would be bumpy. And at the same time, you put less pressure and it won't move further. So motivation is like that. It should not be too much and it should not be too less. And it should have exact proportion to make your ride simpler, smoother. But how to get that proportionate, sufficient motivation that you only can understand proportionate to your goal and ambition. Okay. So apart from going that pendulum of wall clock, left and right, it actually travels in between called present moment. The pendulum stays only at 1 microsecond in the present moment. But what do I do in the present moment? Right now, we are attending my workshop. I'm thinking when this workshop get over. What Raju would share in the next slide. I thought he would share a lot of jokes and other things, but the subject is too serious about motivation. I cannot deviate. For example, one day I went to my friend who is a doctor, and as I felt little low in my heart, and found that my heart is pumping less blood, and I feel low. My pulse is low. I asked my friend, see, look at my heart, and I feel very low. My friend used a stethoscope and said, Razi, your heart is pumping very well, and you look very, excited. You look very energetic. I looked at him and said, my dear doctor, you kept your stethoscope on my watch. And obviously he could listen the sound like, instead of loved up, tick, tick. So here the clock moves continuously, whether Sunday or Monday, same way. Similarly, if you also work like a needle in the clock, getting up along with the needle, 6 o'clock, when your clock hits 6 o'clock, you get up. Travel along with it. Be disciplined like your wall clock. At the same time, if my heart also functions like my wall clock, as my doctor says, Raju, your heart is functioning like a miracle. Functioning like a wall clock. It's functioning like a watch. Actually, he has kept his stethoscope on my watch. So it's the funniest, apart from funniest jokes. Let us look into other slide. Have an alternate plan. I am planning to go to my, I'm planning to visit my friend for a marriage in my car. And for example, when I take my car out, what is the alternate plan I have? If my tire got punctured, will my Stephanie is working? For example, 6 days in advance, the event is so important, like going for a visa. If my car breaks down on that day, can I ask my friends? Yes, send a message 1 week in advance. My car is not so well. Can someone help me? I'm planning to go in a specific direction. May police people stop me on the highway? Suppose if they stop me, in which route should I travel? In 2013, when I got an invitation to go to Europe, I don't know much about Europe, but I used Google Map 15 days in advance. I went to Google Map from place to place, how much distance, what are the other routes I have, what are the travel mode I should use from Czechoslovakia, Prague to Austria, Vienna to Switzerland, Swiss. I had a plan in my notebook. If somebody doesn't come to railway station, whom should I call? Alternate person. So for what are the places I should visit? Whom should I meet? I kept everything alternative. That's what they say. If plan A fails, plan B. If plan B fails, don't criticize or comment your God, because you have another 24 alphabets. That's what I strongly believe. So I have a set of people whom should I meet? A, B, C, D. And I have places where should I go after my training programs in the Prague. And I have 10 to 15 alternatives, people, persons, places. So I had a wonderful trip for 26 days in the Europe to conduct classes in various universities. I never broke down. My motivation levels are high, even when I am traveling in Switzerland to place to place. And I suddenly started, because my friend was not taking my phone call because he got some health problem. He could not come to the railway station. And immediately I sent a message to other friend who is in the Switzerland, has come to railway station. Because I'm so relaxed because I have backup plan and I'm motivated. So my dear friends, fifth one, listen to your inner voice. See, I can conduct continuous workshops every week to students, to different sections and groups. But motivation is one thing, to be stimulated from time to time with internal thinking process. You call it as the introspection, you call it as the thinking, but they say intuition. They say intuition. They have perfectly said when you pray, you'll talk to God. But when you meditate, God talks to you. But how many of us actually go to a coconut garden or to our terrace or to a small park around your house before pandemic comes, after pandemic, and just close your eyes and without worrying about tomorrow and yesterday, listen to your intuition. I'm daily going to the college. I'm facing a particular problem. Whom should I approach? Why I behaved in that situation? And when you look at an inner voice, you call Atma, whatever they call it as the self. But that inner voice have the power called intuition. It will get some signs and vibration from the cosmos and guide you. Hey, don't worry. I am with you. Last time also, I told you not to take that subject, this subject. You got high marks because you have listened to me. And you don't take that branches and take these branches. Who guided you? Maybe your father, mother have told you. But internally, I have motivated you to take up that subject called intuition. Listen to your inner voice. Before you sleep every day, just close your eyes, lean your back to the wall, take a notebook and just close your eyes and just keep introspecting the challenges that you are facing and the options and a variety of solutions you have. You consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Listen. Maybe 6th solution would be better, but people have offered 1st, 2nd, 3rd. But you find, based on your intuition power, 6th choice would be better. Then you take a call. Your father might told you to work as a software engineer, but you are very good at singing, dancing. Then you request and convince your father to put you in Chitrakala Parishad to learn a drawing. Maybe you may become better than M.F. Hussain. He sells one painting for 2 to 3 crore rupees in the auction. Who knows? Look at the Rahman. He's not much qualified, but he studied in the London School of Music and then went on to win Oscar Prize. That only one person who won Oscar Prize for the film industry, because that either Mahatma Gandhi or Rahman or Satya Narayan or Sundar Pichai, when you look or read their biographies, they tell, we never followed the path laid by others. We listen to our heart. We listen to our intuition. We listen to ourselves and followed our path. So listen to your inner voice. You always be motivated with the power you get from the cosmic source. And again, very interesting chapter and the slide here. Organize differently in the second half. You look at the football match. For a particular team, have made few mistakes when or during the break of 30 minutes. The coach will come and discuss with the players. No, you have played like this, you have made these mistakes, and you in the second half you play like this, you have a strategy like this. You consider each day. Okay, up to 1 o'clock one day, and 1 o'clock to till night the second day. Whatever mistakes you have committed up to 1 o'clock on the day, during the lunchtime, quickly introspect. And you plan your second half of your day differently. And by avoiding all simple mistakes, by 5 o'clock, you will come out of your office or school as a better person, because then and there after the lunch, you have rectified all small errors. Where do you get that motivation, my dear friend? Because you have two parts. Everything you have two hands, 2 legs, 2 ears. Similarly, you have 2 days for each day. So up to lunch, 1 day. After the lunch, second day. So introspect during lunchtime, close your eyes after your lunch and write down all the errors you have committed, arguments, discussions, and plan your second day on the same day. Just make a phone call. Sorry, sir, morning I was tensed up and I use it that language. Please. But at the end of the day, if you can clean up all your errors in the second half, like how football players correct all their mistakes, strategical mistakes in the second half of their game. See, many times you look at even World Cup final, one team A got 4 goals, team B got only 1 goal. But look at in the second half, the coach enters during the break and gives some ideas and gives some strategies. Second half, team B, who got only 1 goal, played with a lot of energy, got motivated because the coach has induced some motive. My dear friend, we have not won the World Cup for our country. And if you win this World Cup and come back to our country, Prime Minister come to airport and they will give you a lot of incentives to take care of your life forever. Those statements might have induced by the coach during the break, and these players play do or die in the second half. My dear friend, please think on this. How you split your day. And rework in the second half and rectify all your mistakes and get motivated. And deal with your fears. What are your fears? List it down, because fear is the enemy for the motivation. Okay, there are people whom I interact with. They want to go to their children who are settled in the years, but they have a fear of flying. They have fear of traveling in the aeroplane. But how they think, no, aeroplane collapse, and we have a fear of psychological fear of flight collapse, and the flight won't land properly, flight won't take it. But out of flight, a number of flight accidents, how many times a flight flew, lakhs of times, how many flights got collapsed? This is a fear. They say fear, false evidence appears real. False evidence appears real. And what are your fears? And how many flights get collapsed? And even some people, when they travel in the train, they think, okay, nowadays trains get into accident. But how many times the trains get into accident? And even people who apply for civil services or even for writing some semester exam, writing monthly exam, writing assignment for some student is so fearful. If I get 50 marks, what people think about me? And the very fear you have before you go for examination actually makes you not to remember what you study. Fear is the killer. Fear kills your memory. Fear kills your spontaneous energy. But again, how to work on your fear is very interesting. Anthony Robbins conducts very high-end workshops on how to have a confidence and avoid fear. In US, once in a while he comes to Singapore and conduct workshop. His fee for 3-day workshop on how to remove the fear, 4 lakh rupees for 3-day workshop. That too, if you sit in 100th row, that means 100 meters away in the auditorium. If you want to have a seat in front of him, you have to pay 10 to 20 lakh rupees. What my friend Anil has said, who has attended this workshop, on the stage, Anthony Robbins asked his assistant, what are your fears? The moment you say, I have fear of cockroaches, I fear of snakes. And Anthony Robbins' assistant tells you, close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, they they fold you with a black cloth. And they put something soft object in your hand. And you keep pressing the soft object. And Anthony Robbins removes the blindfold from your eye. The moment you open your eyes and see, you found a snake in your hand. And his assistant doesn't allow you to throw the snake from your hand. They hold your hand. You are worrying. The snake is looking at you in the swall, touching your hand. And you were worrying like as if you are dying and throwing out. But later Anthony says, out of 1 lakh varieties of snakes, only 3 or 4 or maximum 10 are very poisonous. But when we look at every snake, we feel like dying. We feel like the snake is jumping on us and killing. That very few snakes got that power of killing human being. And what he says, whatever you do repeatedly by holding the cockroach, you have a fear, just touch cockroach once. And you have a fear of lizard. Look at the lizard, how small it is, how big you are, how powerful you are. And look at the snake. Look, the snake doesn't want to harm you. It got more fear than you. But as I said, my dear friend, if you do certain things scares you repeatedly, the fear will go off. Don't run away from the fears, and that fear will hunt you. It could be attempting for your PhD Viva, or it could be civil service examination. It could be trying for Google. It's the fear is holding you. Just attempt it. If not A, if not B, and you have another 26 alphabets. Plan A fails, plan B fails, you have another 24 alphabets. So reward yourself. As you keep winning, you got a 9.3 CGPA, you celebrate because your goal is to be a topper, and at the end of your engineering, you want to get a 9.8, but you got 8.8, but you celebrate. Celebrate yourself, pat yourself, smile yourself, and write down in a piece of book, okay, I achieved 8.8. The next semester, I want to achieve 8.9. Reward yourself. Buy one chocolate for yourself, Snickers, eat and tell, that is the reward I am giving myself. Reward yourself. When they have a trip after a semester, along with your friends and family, go for a historical trip and reward yourself. Reward the trip to yourself to energize. That acts as a motivation. So reward yourself for success along the way towards your goals. And the last slide is develop values and everlasting relationship. My dear friends, if you look at in a movie, the villain was asking a scientist, so my dear scientist, I want you to develop a bomb because I want to use that bomb to terrorize a particular country. I will give you 100 crores. That hero's father was a scientist, was telling him, I don't need your money. I don't do that. I'm very honest. I think about the country. And the villain was pressurizing. Late after some time, villain has shown son and the daughter of that particular scientist and told, my dear scientist, if you don't cooperate with me, if you don't work with me to invent a bomb, I will kill your son and daughter. Both were tied to a pole, and some villain's assistants came and tried to use the knife to kill the daughter and son. And the scientist was told, no, don't do anything for my son and daughter. They are my eyes, they are my soul, they are my heart, don't do. And he agreed. Being honest and very, very dedicated person, scientist, just because of the relationship that he has developed, doesn't want his children to die for his passion of being a noble, honest scientist. He gave up because here the motive is family. My dear friend, what I understand, out of all other motives like a car, bungalow, people work for people. That is the tagline of Satya Computers earlier. People work for people. People live for people. People do anything for the people. People do anything for the relationship. But the question here is, am I developing sincere, simple, magnanimous, generous relationship with my colleague sitting beside me in the same room? I'm very happy to send a WhatsApp message, rather go and tell him, hey, how are you doing? Just stand up and go to his chamber or cubicle. Hey, yesterday I could not see you, my dear friend. Hope you couldn't come to the college. What happened to your father? Still he's in hospital. Does he need a blood? I know one blood bank chairman. Can I arrange some blood? What takes to you to stand up and go show your concern? Why you don't have the motivation? Because you could not relate him as a family member. You could not relate him as your close friend. Is again human value. So you need to develop relation for yourself. I have wonderful physique. I have a wonderful self inside. I am very powerful person. I am going to achieve something in my big life, and pat yourself like this. and relate with yourself day in and out by standing in front of the mirror. As Muhammad told in the beginning, I am the most happiest and successful person in my entire community, in my college, in India, and pat yourself. I have everything, including a car, small bike, and I have wonderful parents and faculty, HODs, and pat yourself. The next you tell, my father is a magnanimous person. He gives me everything to my mother, cooks wonderful food and takes care of me. So connect with your family. And then again, yeah, I have wonderful neighbors where I stay, connect with them, society, and at the end, nature. Move around in the park, in your garden, hug the tree, coconut tree, and tell, oh, coconut tree, because of the oxygen that you are giving, I'm surviving and not getting into COVID. Because nowadays people find difficult to breathe in and out, and understood the value of the breath in and breath out, and struggling to get the oxygen cylinder, not for crores of the rupees. I've seen many people who got the crores are dying, not just because lack of the food, the lack of the bungalow, lack of oxygen cylinders. Now, do you understand the power of breathing in and out? As Sadhguru says, hey, I got up today. I could breathe in and breathe out. What else? What could be more motivation than me living? Yeah, all my relatives, family members are alive. They are also breathing and breathe out. What else would be the big motivation than me to work for society or work for my college, work for my company? What else? I'm breathing and breathe out. All my friends are breathing and breathe out, because the nature is giving you everything, including water and food, air and space and heat. This is what we call 5 elements are available in plenty than materialistic things that we aspire. So please connect with the nature. Nature is the best source to motivate you day in and out. You look at the river, how it is flowing day in and out without stopping, untappable. You look at the ocean, how these waves go on up. Someone has beautifully said, the ocean doesn't motivate me because of that high wave, but I get motivated because every time the wave falls down and goes back and comes up. What could be the better motivation, my dear friends? Look at people, they have fallen, they have collapsed, their companies got collapsed. Look at Amitabh Bachchan. Once he was bankrupt. Did he die? Did he commit suicide? He has reworked out and came out with with new vigor, new flavor, and he has reinvented his personality and started acting in a character instead of hero roles, character roles. Now he became a most sought after character artist, and he the most sought after brand for various companies. Now look at every day you can see him in many television channels. So what I want to tell you is, look at the people who have fallen down, has gone again back to their position, started many companies and provided jobs. Okay, for that you need to develop extraordinary human relations. For that you need to trust people. 9 values I'm talking about right side. You need to respect people. Third one is friendliness, affection. You need to have an excellent friendship with people. You need to practice care. You need to take care of people, show the guidance. Reverence means Shraddha. So you need to show the reverence to the people and glorify. If somebody does good job, please glorify, thank them, publicize, tell about that person to others. That is a wonderful value. No, you would glorify God and Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, but we never tell one good thing about our colleague to other colleague. Ego problem. So glorify people who have done good job. The 8th one, be grateful to the people who have provided you food, clothing, shelter, money, job. They gave you everything in your life. But how many times you show your gratitude wholeheartedly without expecting further? If somebody is in a position to offer something, you always praise. If somebody doesn't have any scope to provide you something, we ignore them, we abandon them, including senior citizens in our family. How many times we call senior citizens who doesn't have any assets, and we ignore them. And we always talk to them. I have a cousin who got 4 cars, 4 bungalows, and we talk to them because we expect something. So my dear friend, be selfless, unconditional. Don't expect every time anything. And the moment you give up all your expectations, every moment you are grateful. So once you are grateful, that leads to be motivated in each minute. The last one is 9th value, love. Love is nothing but being related to everyone on this planet. Not just with your wife, son, grandfather. No, you feel like connected. That is called oneness. If you feel that all citizens on this planet are connected to you, related to you, the kind of motivation you get to help this humanity on the planet can motivate you than anything in this planet. The ninth one. So this is what my presentation is all about, but I don't want to leave you without giving homework, a simple homework. Look at, I want all faculty, students, please take this slide, a snapshot. What you should do today onwards, tomorrow, to be highly motivated on a daily basis, hourly basis, is very simple. Please keep smiling 97 times per day, which actually stimulates all organs in your body, produce a chemical called endorphin. First step, very, very important. These 9 you must do daily, my dear faculty and students. The second one, think like a child, jump like a child for a few minutes per day and say, very good, hey. Either your daughter or a son who study in an elementary school comes back and shown progress card and tell them, hey, say, very good, hey. Your daughter or son doesn't ask for anything except your motivation. They get motivated. When they get motivated and achieve good ranks, and they study well in the school, teacher calls you up and tells you, your children are amazing, are accepted to my school. That gives you more motivation when you come to your workplace. Yes, my children are doing very well. My father is doing very well. And I can do very well because you already got motivated by external forces. Okay. Third one, draw a picture of highly motivated. For example, you always get motivation by Mahatma Gandhi. Take a cardboard and please draw his picture. And you have one uncle, retired IAS officer, draw his picture. Because when you draw somebody's picture similar to him, all goodwill, good qualities of your uncle get imbibed into your personality. Fourth one, think, feel your role model, could be anybody, and duplicate his qualities. For example, I want to become a world-class public speaker. Just go to YouTube and TEDx.com, find out some good speakers and watch. Hey, how he behaves on the stage, and how he takes the pauses, and how he uses the vocal variety, what books he read, I read, and I duplicate some of the qualities to become a world-class speaker and better than my role model on some other day. The fifth one, feel and do differently. Now, this is very, very interesting, my dear friends, my dear faculty. Please, this fifth one is very, very important. Every day morning you are going for a walk, don't go on the same path. And every day you are using snuff color, biscuit color shirt, take different route, wear different clothing, black and yellow, you never use it, black and green, you never use it, use black pant, green shirt, you never used it, but use it for a different reason. Just looking different to other person and getting appreciation actually can motivate it. Somebody says, hey Raju, I have never seen you coming in half and sleeve, but I never come to the campus. Very rarely. Somebody has come and asked, sir, Raju, you look very handsome when you wear off sleeve. I feel so happy, but why should I wear this? Yeah, I thought of just for a simply. And eat different food. Maybe you may not use tomato sauce. Use it once in a while. Maybe you may not like pizza, but try it out once in a month and see the difference in your mood and tempo. That actually creates a motive to do better. You never listen to Balamali Krishna. Please listen. You never like Rahman music. Try it out. And you never listen to Lalita Sahasranama by Lata Mangeshkar. You try different things every day. And the sixth one, read motivational autobiography. You may not like reading books, but buy 3 or 4 books. One book particularly I read often is My Experiments with Truth by Mahatma Gandhi is autobiography. I read one book when I was in doing my graduation. I read one book, Autobiography of Ayokaka. He's the Ford chairman. But finally, I end up buying a Ford car because I like his values and how he has maintained the value to take his company from normal company to world best car making company in 90s, 100s. After that, so many cars have come. But the first car on this planet is Ford car. So I read his autobiography of Ayokaka, and I read many autobiographies. I try to imbibe certain values from my role models, could be noble political leaders, sports people like Dhoni, Tendulkar, and I just keep reading their articles on Sunday magazines. The seventh one, work on your fitness. I work for last 28 years along with my friends. I have a friend to join me for walking. I have a friend to do yoga. I have a friend to do pranayama courses. I have 10 friends to do meditation across India. And whenever they go for meditation, they call me, Raju, we are going to Nainital, North India for a meditation course. Would you join? We are going to Kanyakumari. Would you join? So I join them for various meditation courses. The eighth one, pray your God daily before you sleep twice. Hey God, you are the source of my power and wisdom. Please help me to live better. Please help all my relatives to do better and live better. Pray God for the health of you and for the health of every of your relative and friend before you sleep. Once they do well, you can do well. The last one, take up a social project. It could be renovating your old school, high school, and collect some funding from all your friends who got a job, make a fund of 1 lakh rupees, and every Saturday spend 1 hour to do a project, clean and green, planting a apple, planting a tree. Put a little effort on every day. That gives you a sense of satisfaction of being a human being on this planet to contribute for the bigger cause. So these 9 steps you can follow at least few. So the question answer sessions, and before that, I want to show one video. Please be ready.
सर आपके लिए उस पार कार का इंतजाम किया है चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले तुम चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले तुम चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले तुम चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले हथेलियों में भरे धूप और चलो करके चलो ऊपर पे पाँव रखो और चलो पकड़ के चलो पलक पकड़ के उठो और हवा पकड़ के चलो पलक पकड़ के उठो और हवा पकड़ के चलो पलक पकड़ के उठो और हवा पकड़ के चलो तुम चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले तुम चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले हिंदुस्तान चले चलो
So, my dear students and faculty members, am I audible? Mr. Rohit?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Yes, sir, you're
Am I
audible.
audible? So now we have 5 more minutes time. So I want to post one link, Google form link in the chat box.
just to take some views and opinions related to the workshop on the motivation, I have pasted in the Google chat box. You can go to that chat box and press that Google form. Please submit your answers so that I will go through all the answers. People who are interested, I will send some more material to their email IDs. It could be soft books on the motivation. I have a lot of e-copies, digital copies. So based on your responses, I will send few soft copies to your email ID. So that would help you to be a source of motivation, not only for yourself, to the rest of your community. You can make people to be motivated. Apart from you being motivated, you can motivate, you can sow the source of motivation to your people, how to be motivated from minute to minute, second to second, with stimulated motives that you may not know sometimes why you are doing particular task. You may not be knowing why you are pursuing PhD or why you are working for the college, why you are working for some reason. You may not know. Once you understand deep within the inbuilt motive and stimulate some more motives, can become a process called motivation. That motivation can take you to the greater height. I wish everyone to be successful and happy and go to the top. I want to see each one of you at the top. So please press the link, Google form link, submit your answers quickly. And meantime, anyone is interested, got motivated, not motivated, felt this workshop is very interesting, not interesting, both are okay. If it is not interesting, we can learn something interesting in the next workshop. If it is interesting, please share with others how this workshop is and share your feedback in the Google form. I want anyone or at least 1 or 2 students, 1 or 2 faculty members, please unmute, please express your feelings on this workshop. Please, now stage is yours. Anyone, please unmute yourself. Otherwise, you just type your name in the chat box. I will call you. Whoever interested to share their feedback, either you can type it in the chat box or please post your name. I will call you. Any faculty, any student.
Hello, students. You can speak. You can unmute yourself and you can speak.
Please, please. Rohit, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So I want to thank all participants for your sincere participation in spite of your busy schedule. I want to thank Dr. Nagesh, HOD of ECE, for arranging this webinar. I want to thank Principal Dr. Jitendranath Mungara and Dean Mohan Kumar sir for encouraging me to do these kind of workshops and webinars. I want to thank my management, CEO, Mr. Chaitanya Verma sir, and COO, Srimati Banu Madam, for encouraging all webinars in our campus. I want to thank founders of NGA management for giving us this wonderful opportunity to learn and cherish together. And I would be very happy to listen 1 or 2 people. And I put my phone number. If you have any questions or anything, you can send WhatsApp message or send email. I will reply. Rohit, can you encourage anyone, any faculty or student?
Any students? See, it is an open platform. You can ask. Sir,
you can share your feedback. You can share your feedback.
Sir as talking about TED talks and all. It was a good platform where you can able to improve yourself. See, main thing is communication skills as well as body language. All these things should be properly improved. Otherwise, so next corporate world expect how do you give respect, how do you take the task, how do you motivate yourself, how do you always be encouraging. So those things are very much important in next corporate world. So any students can at least any one student can open up yourself, unmute yourself and speak, any question or any way.
Sir, Mahendra sir has raised his hand, sir. I think he's having something to say. Mahendra sir, you can unmute and speak, sir.
Toastmaster Mahendra, you can unmute and say.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. It's always a pleasure to be with DTM Raju, sir. In fact, yeah, I should say, when you are with him, he did not speak. Just being there with him, and you'll get an injection of motivation. That's what I experienced from past 3 years. But nevertheless, today, I wanted to attend this. Today, I was in the second shift. Morning, I had a lot of time. I thought it's going to make this motivation session last for another 1 month. As Sir used to tell, motivation cannot be one dose. It should be continuous, and he has shared a lot of techniques today, how to be always to be motivated. And he has also given a lot of inputs on getting self motivation. He started off with the self affirmations. That's the way I always start my day to tackle the world, especially when I'm going out every day to office. Even during the pandemic, the self affirmation always helps me. And whatever the 9 dynamic motivational strategies Sir has given, each and everything he has taken out from a different source, experienced it, given a lot of examples, and so that it got embedded in me. And also the 9 snapshot, the 9 homework. It is a must for all of us, especially at this point in time when the entire world is demotivated. This homework will definitely enable us to be always with a lot of energy and embrace our day with a lot of and I would like to thank DTM Raju sir for sharing that link, that very important link today morning to attend this. Thank you very much, sir, and I hope to speak to you again whenever next opportunity is there.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahendra, for your well-structured feedback. Actually, is like a breakfast for my success. Today, I have not taken my breakfast because of excitement and anxiety to prepare for this workshop. Since yesterday 5 o'clock, I was refining the slide till night 11:30. Today morning, I started reworking on the slides, videos, and got excited. Anxiety, how it will go, whether Google Meet works or not, I could present or not. But when we listen as a trainer, feedback of the participant, we forget all the pain, all that difficulties we face to conduct online webinar. We forget, and we will get energy to come back with more improved webinar, just to make you all happy, nothing else, just to see your happiness by listening some wisdom which we have learned out of 40 years of educational journey. Thank you, Mahindra. Amazing. Anyone? I would like to listen one more. Any student or any staff, teaching staff, non-teaching staff, would be really thankful, grateful for your feedback. Now, otherwise, shall I pick up Ramesh Gowda? I could see name. If any one of you, HOD Nagesh sir.
Sir, you have done really amazing and excellent, sir. I was listening starting. I got a call, just I disconnected. Again, I connected. Okay, sir. You are wonderfully, you have done, sir. Really, we are motivated, sir.
Thank
Super
you very
and
much.
excellent.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I wanted to add one more thing. Yesterday night at 12:30, sir has sent a message that his profile and all. Till that point, sir was preparing slides and all. He messaged that also. We are very happy, and we are actually motivated, sir. Our students are motivated. We must, EC department must thank to Satya Narayan Raju sir for coming here and sparing his valuable experience as well as suggestions and motivation to us. We are all motivated, sir. We teachers, we are all motivated, and even students are also motivated. Thank you, sir. So many messages are coming in our EC group saying that it was excellent session and all. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much on behalf of EC department. So if no questions, Rambabu sir, please.
So if no questions from the participants, we can end.
With permission of HOD, sir, with no question, can we wind up or?
Sir, what do you say,
sir?
Satyanarayan sir?
Just let me request few names. Vani?
Yes, sir.
Can you unmute? Vani, student.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just how did you feel about workshop?
Sir, it was good, and I too got motivated by your speech, sir.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Niharika.
Yeah, sir. As always, we are all getting motivated by your words, sir. And thank you for your hard work, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm
Thank
waiting
you
for
very
your
much.
call, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Had a wonderful webinar altogether. I always say that Endaro Mahanubhavulu Andariki Vandanal. I am always thankful to each one of you for making my journey meaningful by sharing whatever I know. And if I don't know, I will learn and I come back. If you let me know whatever I could not deliver today, please bring it to my notice. I will add in my next workshop. Thank you so much for all your feedback and love that you have showed upon me to deliver better and better in coming days. I always have one punchline at the end, day by day, in every way, I'm getting better and better because of my students and because of my colleagues. I repeat, day by day, in every way, I'm getting better and better because of my students and because of my colleagues and HODs and the principal, sir, and deans and management. Thank you very much, sir. Now you can end the session, sir.
Sir, one more student.
Yeah, please, please. If
One
any
more
student,
student is raised the student Bhavya, I think, sir.
Bhavya, I would like to listen you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, Bhavya. How are you?
Yeah, sir. As always, you know that, of course, you're a big motivator of NCET. As everyone know that, we have all we are feeling glad to just listen to you, sir. Listen to this webinar today. So thank you for your motivation and all, sir.
Amazing, Bhavya. You got very nice voice and very motivating words you have with you. Keep motivating people. You are already a big motivator, Bhavya. I could
Thank
see
you,
that.
sir. Thank
You
you.
are. And one day you will go and occupy the top seat. Maybe CEO or MD you will become.
So thank you so much, sir, for your words.
Work
Yeah,
for
sir.
5 to 10
I'll
years.
be thankful for yours.
You will be
Thank
at
you.
the top. Work for 5 to 10 years, you will be at the top. Thank you so
We'll
much,
always
Bhavya.
inject that motivation, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Niharika, Bhavya, and all the people who have shared their feedback. Rohit, anybody in the chat box?
I think no, sir.
Okay, then now we can end.
Okay.
Rambabu, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. On behalf of Department of Electronics and Communication, I would extend my thanks to the management, principal, and Mohan Kumar, sir, for giving us an opportunity to organize this webinar. And I thank Mr. Satya Narayan, sir, for presenting this webinar on motivating yourself. Thank you, Satya Narayan, sir. And I thank our HOD, sir, for giving us motivation to organize this webinar for fourth semester students. Thank you, Nagesh, sir. Not last but not the least, I would thank all the students, participants for their constant support and encouragement in organizing this webinar. Thank you, one and all.
Thanks to one and all.
Thank you, sir.
Last but I also thank Rambabu sir and Mahesh sir for coordinating this webinar. Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I thank Dr. Rohit, Professor Rambabu, and all volunteers. You all made wonderful webinar together. Please keep doing teamwork and belongingness and oneness. That would be the great motivation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Thank you.